It's not uncommon for people to wonder how modern medicine can use radiation to kill cancer. Well, let me explain that. If you had a tumor inside your torso and it was the shape of, say, this matchbox, what we would do is we would take radiation beams that were shaped, and we would use these leaves to shape them, and we would hit the tumor. Let's say it was in your chest here somewhere. We would hit the tumor from multiple directions. So if this was the top, we would trace out the top of the box with the beam. If this was the side, when we hit the radiation from the side, we would trace out the shape of the side. And if it was coming from the back and it was shaped like this on the back, the radiation would trace out the shape of the tumor on the back. And so the process is that you have multiple beams coming inside the body, hitting that same tumor, so that all of these paths from these other beams, you get a lower dose in the tissue, but right there at the tumor, you get a massive dose. Now you want to give it a lethal dose of radiation just to the tumor. And that's around 450 rad. It's a massive dose. We call that a lethal dose because it will kill about half the people that get that kind of a dose. But a really healthy person would be able to survive that. And so you give that kind of a dose to the tumor so that the tumor is very, very badly damaged. And then you follow that up with some poison, a limited dose of chemotherapy so that the poison with the radiation is enough to kill the cancer tumor. Now that tumor might have a bunch of tendrils that come out around it. And so all of those doses around it, you might call it a tenderizing dose. And so that with the chemotherapy is enough to generally weaken it so that the body can kill it all by itself and just get rid of the cancer all by itself. Now you might say to yourself, yeah, but radiation causes cancer. Why are you giving this massive dose? Well, radiation is not as carcinogenic as the fear you have in society would indicate. It's not that strong of a carcinogen. At that dose, say around 450 rad, the dose potential there for cancer is about twice what your natural incidence for cancer is. So you would get cancer around a probability of about 40% just from living and breathing. And from that kind of a dose, you will substantially increase that. So you get about a doubling of that. But that would still take about 20 years, assuming that it occurs. And there's no guarantee that it would occur. And so if it did occur, you just treat that as well, but you save that person from cancer. And saving lives is what medicine does. And so although you do increase the probability of cancer from a massive dose like that, you don't guarantee it. And that is a massive dose. Those are lethal doses. Now that dose right there, it's about 100 times larger than the legal radiation dose for radiation workers. So extreme conservatism when we talk about radiation.